Okay, this is my homemade scrumpy style cider. Now then, all it is, simple, all it is, I filled this demijohn with a mixture of sugar and just ordinary apple juice. And in this case, I added 12 ounces of sugar. And that gives me an OG, which is the original gravity, of 1.070, which hopefully, if it ferments out to, well, 1.006 or lower, I've got potential alcohol of about 9%, about 8.5 to 9%. So that's what that is, just simple apple juice, and in this case, as I say, to bring it up to the strength that I want, I've added 12 ounces of sugar. Obviously, you know, if you don't want your scrumpy as strong as that, you know, 8.5 to 9%, just add less sugar, you know, and that's what your hydrometer's for. So that's it, that's the OG on this, is 1.070. And that's it, simple now. All I got to do is just add the yeast and the nutrient. Now the nutrient, it's not essential, you know, but I always use it. You get a really good, strong, active and a very fast fermentation. So, you know, it's not dear, it's only cheap. So I would recommend using it, but I say it's not essential. And all you need to do, it's 1 teaspoon to the gallon. So that's where my measuring spoon comes in handy. So that's 1 teaspoon of the nutrient. And now all I've got to do is just pop the yeast in. Now this yeast, for my scrumpies, I just use ordinary universal wine yeast. You can use beer yeast if you want, and I've heard that some people use ordinary bread yeast, but I've never used bread yeast. And also you can use champagne yeast as well. But over all my years that I've been home brewing, for my scrumpy, I just use ordinary bog standard wine yeast with the nutrients, of course. I'm going to pop that in. Love the smell of yeast. And I'll then just give it a bit of a shake. Doesn't need much. Right, and now I've got my airlock all sterilised, as was the demijohn. Everything's been sterilised. That's the airlock. Just pop the airlock on. And that's it. All I've got to do now is put that in, you know, a warmish place. I use the airing cupboard. I find it perfect in there. You know, a warm room would do, anything like that. And also, you never fill the demijohn, you know, right up to the neck or to the top. You always leave a couple of inches, because some brews, they will foam. You know, some foam more than others. Like, so it just gives it a bit of room for the foam. So that's it. Put this in the airing cupboard and let it ferment out. And there it is in the airing cupboard. That'll sit now quite happily fermenting away there for probably a couple of weeks. Obviously, if you're using, you know, if you're making a weaker scrumpy, then it'll take quicker, you know, won't take as long. You see I've got a couple of more demijohns up there. I'll probably give it about a week and I'll make another batch. And now I won't take a gravity reading of this now until it's more or less finished fermenting. Some do, some take a reading nearly every other day, but I don't think there's need to do that. You know, you can soon tell when it's coming to an end. You know, you'll see the bubbles, less bubbles, and no froth or nothing on it. You know, and then in about a couple of weeks, it should start finishing, and I'll check it. You know, make sure that it's safe for bottling, and also I'll be able to work out exactly the alcoholic content of it. So that's it.